The INFP versus INFJ confusion explained. The judging, perceiving duality is without a question one of the most uncertain of the four. Naturally, so, it is incorrectly specified as well as lugs more value than lots of people understand. A big challenge, specifically for those recently presented to the MBTI typology. That is, these people are generally uninformed concerning the cognitive functions, the much more accurate, underlying design that creates the basis of the four-letter MBTI types. And to perplex J and also P means to go against that structure. Introverts are particularly susceptible to J-P mistype. This sensation boils down to what is best defined as the curse of the introverts. The big paradox in the MBTI concept goes as adheres to IP types lead with judging features, while IJ kinds lead with perceiving functions. Concentrating on one particular group of preferred mistype, INFPs and INFJs, this article aims to work out the situation numerous INFs find themselves in. Function overview. While, in useful terms, no more than a collection of useless letters, the list of cognitive features depicts the significant difference between INFPs as well as INFJs. They share none. INFP, Phi, Nay, Si, Te. INFJ, Ni, Fe, Ti, Se. This contrast goes to show that, contrary to what lots of think, the two kinds are not alike at all. There is no resemblance to the method. They refine details, Phi, Si versus Ni, Ti, connect, Nay, Te versus Fe, Se, and also perceive the globe, Nay, Si versus Ni, Se. In case you are still torn between these two kinds, it is already clear that redemption is a lot closer than you might fear. The cause of confusion. The reason why so many INFPs test as INFJs as well as, vice versa, lies in their dominant features. Phi for the true INFP, Ni for truth INFJ. The result of what we called the curse of the introverts previously in this post. Leading with Phi, rather paradoxically a judging function, lots of INFPs may concern themselves as rather structured individuals as well as they might well be. The only problem is that dichotomy-based MBTI utilizes precisely that attribute in people to define the letter J in the kinds. Phi in INFPs usually generates compulsive interests so strong that their inferior Te starts setting targets, telling themselves they must, in all expenses, get to that goal. Instead of a stubborn display screen and additional of those phenomena wrongly linked to the J duality. The outcome, an on the internet examination, eventually showing INFJ after several mistaken yes as well as trues for concerns that measure the J versus P choice. INFJs mistype because of comparable factors with the reverse effect. When inquired about self-examining inquiries about order as well as disorder, INFJs will likely reason that they are a mess. Below, they blunder their possibly scrambled internal worlds for condition in the exterior sense of the word. If anything, this mess implies Ni, which essentially is a disagreement in favor of J, not against. The difference in feeling. One of the most evident resemblances between INFPs and also INFJs stays that they are both feeling kinds. The Phi versus Fe department, consequently, shows a most valuable determiner. The F function is so reliable in either type that the contrast between Phi INFP and Fe INFJ is visible. Right here are a couple of points to seek in on your own or others. INFPs cling themselves, whereas INFJs are more of a social conformist. INFPs are continually reflecting on the means they feel, while INFJs are concerned concerning exactly how a particular scene needs to make them, or other people, feel. INFPs are exceptionally knowledgeable about how others make them feel. INFJs are very aware of other individuals' feelings. You can find a more sophisticated version of these short Phi verses. Fe summaries right here. Destination INFPs and INFJs find themselves attracted to different types for various factors. Naturally, any enchanting mingling of genres can as well as does happen, yet general trends can be observed. Besides, what is MBTI's well worth without supposition? INFPs usually have a point for trustworthy TJ people. Their inferior Te provokes this destination. INFJs, on the other hand, are stereotypically best paired to TP types, infamously, INTPs, the golden set. However, ISTPs, ESTPs, and ENTPs, all of which have popular T functions equally well. The reason we see the above-mentioned pair's job boils down to the judging axes in both kinds. Phi Te for INFPs, T Fe for INFJs. Sharing this axis with your partner substantially helps two significant factors in the relationship: understanding and also development. Understanding, because topics will reason comparably, approaching issues from equal angles; development, because they are positioned in different ways in the order of cognitive functions. What aids this compatibility is the fact that, usually, the very same holds for the TJ and also TP kinds included. Their corresponding Phi and also Fe will considerably gain from these connections as well, while supplying a home window to INFPs and also INFJs to reliable Te and T. While not the most convincing disagreement, searching the romantic background or present social pool might confirm reasonably an informing factor. TJ bonding factors towards INFP, TP bonding is extra up the INFJ street. What have we learned? Both INFPs, as well as INFJs, are easily deceived into mistyping. It is not their fault in itself but more of a mix of their nature and also the methods of traditional examinations. With any luck, leading players such as 16 personalities quickly transform their ways of designing their examinations. A model based on the cognitive functions as they exist in individuals would undoubtedly be much liked. As for today, an exceptionally high percentage of IP kinds who are new to MBTI get the incorrect J-P outcome after very first taking the test. The factor, descriptions of J, as well as P, are simple guesses, efforts at finding shared attributes after looping collections of those cognitive functions. The good news is, the distinctions in characters are so apparent that differentiating INFPs and INFJs is just an issue of recognizing the truth behind the J-P duality. The vital concepts are comprehending the cognitive features, contrasting Phi tendencies to Fe propensities, as well as throwing a speculative eye the different matchmaking potentialities between these two types. The factor why so numerous INFPs test as INFJs and also, vice versa, lies in their leading functions. Phi for the true INFP, Ni for the true INFJ. The most noticeable resemblance between INFPs and INFJs remains that they are both feeling types. The F function is so reliable for either kind that the comparison in between Phi INFP and Fe INFJ is evident. INFPs, as well as INFJs, discover themselves attracted to different types, for various reasons.